2025 has been an absolutely crazy year renovating the old station. This beautiful old railway station was built in 1896 and was a working station until the 1960s, when it was abandoned and then partially converted in the 1980s. When we got it in 2023, it needed so much work doing to it, and in 2024 we got planning permission to change it into a family home, and we took out all of the features that had been additionally added and took it back to its original walls, bar a few walls. And 2025 was supposed to be all about getting the building habitable and doing all of the building work. It's been so exciting and so much fun, but there's been lots of surprises and lots of changes in plans along the way as well. Here's the progress we made in 2025 renovating the old station. We found the old railway station plans from 1896. They are so cool and they're really going to help with what we want to do with the restoration. Take a look. There are 3 sheets of plans for the old station. They're all hand drawn and there's a good amount of detail on them. I'm going to start with the one that's the most detailed and gives us a lot of information about what the original building would have looked like. This plan shows the front elevation, or the road elevation as it's called here, the platform elevation, both sides of the building, the inside layout and the roof. Those plans are so amazing. They mean that we are going to be able to recreate the windows, recreate the doors, and all of the barge board and the detail on the wood on the outside of the building as it was when it was originally made, which we're really, really excited about. The steels for the first floor have been fabricated and they arrived this week. Let's take a look. There are 14 steels going into the building to hold the first floor and the roof up. The original building didn't have a first floor, so we had to be creative when designing this floor. We didn't want to cut through any of the glass panes in the windows, and we wanted to ensure some of the windows could remain full height. We feel like we've come up with a good compromise where the centre of the building won't have a first floor. In the centre of the building you'll be able to see those full height windows, how they used to be when the station was a station building. There's a huge amount of steel holding up the first floor. Here's the videos from the fabrication.
feels like we've waited forever for this work to start, but the day is finally here. The guys are arriving. They're going to start punching some holes in the walls, measuring up, ready for those steels to go in.
Just set the street back up. Yeah, I'll go steps.
Quite a cam man here, boys.
Which way point off?
Cheeky Stevens is on you. Make sure you look good.
I just feel like that.
Now it's time for the fun part, cutting holes in the walls. These are where the pad stones will go, and then the steels will rest on those stones. That was so much fun to watch, and there's more holes to cut, so there'll be more of that to come. But for now, to finish up today, they're going to prop the rest of the roof up, and they're going to take the tops off some of the walls that are coming down to make some more room to take the old steels out. Today's focus is on the right side of the old station.
You can see here on the original plan, on the right side of the building, there's a ladies' waiting room, a ladies' toilet, a porter's room and a men's toilet. The wall between the men's toilet and the porter's room was taken down in the 1980s. Today the wall between the ladies' waiting room and the porter's room and the archway that used to be a wall between the ladies' waiting room and the ladies' toilet are coming down. This will make one big room which will be a kitchen and dining room. This room is going to have a quirky feature as the chimney breast will stick out into the room. There were originally two fireplaces on this side of the chimney. One is currently boarded up and we need to decide if we should stick with the one fireplace or reinstate both.
We haven't made a decision yet on whether we're going to have two fireplaces in this room, one on either side, or if we're just going to keep that one fireplace. We'd love to know your thoughts, so pop them in the comments.
The first job the boys are working on before taking the walls out is to cut a hole in the chimney for a padstone to sit in, which will support a steel beam for the gallery walkway. This is on the other side of the chimney in the old booking hall.
Amazing job, especially with a 130-year-old chimney breast. Once the steel is in place, it's going to be bricked back up and sealed so that we can actually use those fireplaces again. Now to crack on with knocking those walls down.
You are the mean man on this, but
Now for the wall between the porter's room and ladies' waiting room.
The chimney breast is connected to this wall, so they first need to cut the bricks either side of the chimney breast.
That looks so much bigger now. That little wall is going to come down.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, the steel is resting on it, so until the steel comes out, it can't come down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it seems like a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A long time ago.
This does look really, you can start to picture what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Amazing progress today, and we can really start to see how big that room is and how unique that fireplace is going to be. Tomorrow, I think they are working on the walls in the booking office, which is in the centre of the station, and some of those are going to come down. The booking hall in the old station was converted in the 1980s to a living space, a bathroom and a hallway. We want to reinstate it as a big booking hall. It will be the entrance hallway to the old station, but it should be really nice and big and grand. So today some walls are coming down to make that possible.
Was on it then, wasn't he? Active brother.
Busy day with lots of walls coming down and a huge pile of rubble created. No, it's not all going in that skip. It would never all fit in there. We've saved as many bricks as we can, including some red bricks and some of the glazed bricks from the toilets that were in the old station as well. I can't wait to see what they do tomorrow. This is so much fun.
On the new plans, a gallery walkway connects the upstairs rooms on either side of the building. Upstairs there's a doorway in the centre of the walkway leading to the rooms on the left side. Jack noticed that if the downstairs doorway was positioned where it is on the plans, it wouldn't line up with the upstairs doorway. Everything in this building is very precise and really symmetrical. It's the way they used to be built. And although we're moving some doorways, we want to keep the character. So keeping everything as symmetrical as possible is really important to us. We decided to move the doorway from its current location to have it in line with the upstairs doorway instead. You'll be able to see both doorways from downstairs, and this will look a lot better and keep as much symmetry as possible. Two doorways sorted today, and the tools have arrived for the next job, and that's taking those big old steel beams out. I can't wait for that because they are absolutely massive and it's going to be so much fun to watch those come out. These are the steel beams that they're taking out today. You can see they're absolutely huge. There's one that runs right along the back wall and then two that run the width of this huge room. These used to hold up the first floor. They're starting off by cutting through the largest beams to lower them to the floor. First job, cutting through them. Wow, that small section is out, but loads more to go. They plan on doing this all in just one day, which is pretty impressive.
Right, let's have it now, let's have it now. Let's have it now.
One down, 2 huge more beams to go. Last beam and the largest. I'm guessing they're going to be cutting this one into several parts to get it down. It's super noisy in there, so I've come outside. The guys have finished taking the beams down. The last one is gone, which is amazing. They did do all of those in a day, and they've decided they're going to take the little wall down that was holding up that last beam before they go. So that's the last job of the day. The next things to do are the pad stones have to go in to support the new steels, and there's still a couple of walls to come down. 7 pad stones need to go in to support the steel walkway and the first floor. Some are set into the walls and some in the chimney breast. Then there are 4 final walls to come down.
Zach the apprentice on the layer now, look. Get you some
The pad stones are going in nicely. Time to start knocking some walls down. They now have to put a pad stone in at the side of the fireplace for a steel that's going to support 2 other steels. To do this, they have to cut a little piece out of the chimney breast at the side. Such precise work to get everything level. There's one last pad stone to go in, and it's in the old gents' toilets, the room with the glazed bricks. Those glazed bricks are an internal wall, and there's also an external wall. Some of those bricks have come away from the external wall, so the boys have taken them down and they're going to rebuild part of the wall, tying the new bricks in. And the very last thing, one final wall to come down. This is the last piece of wall that is in the central booking hall. Amazing work as always, and now they're ready for the new steels to put in the gallery walkway and the first floor. Today is a really exciting day. They're fitting the steels for the first floor in the old station, and they're starting off with the gallery walkway that's going to go in the old booking hall. I cannot wait to see this go in. This is the old railway station booking hall. The gallery walkway is going to reach from one wall right over to that chimney breast you can see. It's going to rest on the pad stones. You can see they've put those in place, ready for the gallery walkway and the steels to go in, and it's going to stretch right the way over to this other wall over here. It is going to be big and amazing when it's in. There's also a steel going in this room. You can see the pad stone there in the wall already for it. This is going to hold up the first floor. If we come over to the other side of the building, there's two steels going in this room. One is stretching where you can see that pad stone there right over to the other side, and they've put a lintel in here cutting through the doorway in the window just to make sure everything's secure. On this side, the steel is going to connect to the chimney breast, and you can see they've put new bricks in there because the old bricks weren't strong enough to be able to hold the steel in place. Pretty amazing. They've done loads of prep work getting the building ready. Now we're just waiting for the guys to arrive. They're nearly ready for the gallery walkway steel. They just need to put the supporting steel on the other side of the booking hall in first. Now it's time for that first big steel to go in. This is for the gallery walkway, which is going to stretch right across the old station booking hall. First huge steel for the gallery walkway is in. There's 2 of them, so 1 down, 1 to go. The gallery walkway is in and is looking amazing. The last job of the day is to weld the joins and to brick up the chimney breast around the walkway. The steels for the gallery walkway have gone in. Today the boys are putting the rest of the steels in for the first floor and framing out the balcony area. It's going to be so much fun seeing this progress. Absolutely amazing. So you can see that huge steel beam there that's doubled up and bolted together, and all the preparation work they did, putting the pad stones in and rebuilding this chimney wall to make sure that it was strong enough to hold that steel. And then there's another one here, and unfortunately I missed filming them putting this one in. This one actually stretches longer than the room, so it goes into the booking hall. And you can see it rests on another smaller steel which will be on top of a doorway. So that's a new doorway that they've put in. It's not original to the station. It's a nice sunny day and Buddy and Winston are going crazy because they've lost their ball. But in the house, things are going really well. They're just going to start to put the supports for the balcony area in, which means we're really going to be able to see what that's going to look like. The first floor steels are now all in. It was an absolutely huge job, but it ran so smoothly because they did all of that prep work first. Here's what it looks like now. There's the balcony area. So there's going to be a lovely balcony up there that we can sit on and look out over the old booking hall, and then the gallery walkway that's going to run from one side of the building to the other, and we'll be able to walk across there to get from the bedrooms on the one side to the bedrooms on the other side. This is going to look so impressive when it's finished. You get a sense of how big it is from here. And we moved this doorway, remember, so it now sits right under the gallery walkway. Whew, it's chilly this morning. Today the joists are arriving and the boys are going to start fitting them in the station master's room and the old booking hall.
Hi guys, do all the time.
Milwaukee.
Isn't Milwaukee an Indian name?
Yes, Pete, it is. Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee.
Well, that took a while to complete, but it's looking amazing. That gallery walkway is really coming together. The next job is to fit the joists on both sides of the building to create the first floor. One side done, now for the other side of that room. The right side of the building is now complete, apart from a small middle section, which is where the bathrooms are going to go, and the joists need to run in the other direction in that section. Now to start on the left side of the building. I think with building projects, there's always going to be changes, particularly ones of this size. We've done a couple of projects before, nothing this big, but we've always made some changes and some little tweaks as we've gone along to rooms and different things. But in this case, it was quite a big change in the old station. The floor started to go in. We started to be able to have a little look around, see what the space was like, and we quickly realised that we maybe hadn't planned things out as well as we could. So here's what happened a couple of weeks ago. So I'm standing on the gallery walkway. At the moment, we've still got these big trusses here, so I have to duck if I want to get it over, but it's looking pretty cool. And over that side is going to be 2 bedrooms, and over this side where we're standing is going to be the master bedroom and ensuite. So the plan at the moment is that on this side, so the other side of that truss, is where the bathroom was going to go. And then this side is the bedroom, and the other side of the chimney, the dressing room. But now the floor's up and we can see the space as it will actually be. There's things that are looking amazing, but it's a little tight, isn't it, Gil?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. It's well, we have a chimney press in the middle of our bedrooms. So.
Yeah. And you will fit, I think you will fit a bed in there, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's a poor place for the bathroom, isn't it? I think we've decided, so it would make much more sense to have it back here. But the joists are in, so that's going to mean taking them back out. Is that right?
Yeah, so that's what we've been thinking of. Hang on, I'm going to come over there. I've got to duck under, so we've still got a steel here, so I have to duck under it. So the original plan is that the bathroom will be this side, but if we didn't have the bathroom that side, then we could have a larger bedroom over the entirety of this side, and then the other side of the chimney breast, which is in the middle, the bathroom this side. So this is what we're thinking, that it would be better to have the bathroom on this side. There's a good amount of space, and that'll give more room in the bedroom then. Is that what you think?
Yeah. But that means I have to pull all this up, doesn't it?
Yeah, so with the bathroom, the waste would have to go out of the side wall over there, which means currently the joists are running in the wrong direction. So they might have to change the joists, or they might have to look at how they get the pipes through the joists.
or under the joists. We were talking about that yesterday as well. So currently our builders are looking at how they do that, if they put it that side with the least amount of disruption, because we've already got this floor in. So this is looking really cool.
Here's a look at the plans as they are currently.
The plans we have show the bathroom at the front of the building on the other side of the large truss that is currently there. That truss is in the exact place the wall will be separating the bathroom from the bedroom. Between that wall and the chimney breast is the main part of the bedroom, and then on the other side of the chimney breast is a space for a dressing area. Now the floor is in, we can walk around in this space and we can see it's really quite tight. Putting a double bed in the space between the bathroom and the chimney breast will pretty much fill up that space, making the room feel really small. A much better solution seems to be to have the bathroom at the back of the building on the other side of the chimney breast, and then have the entire rest of the room as the bedroom area. A wall would come out either side of the chimney breast to separate the bathroom from the bedroom.
It seemed like such a good idea to move the bathroom from the front of the building to the back of the old station. It would give us so much more room, but it did mean that those floor joists would have to come up and be replaced because the current floor structure wasn't strong enough to support a bath in the centre of the room. Our engineer had to come up with some new plans where the floor could support a bathtub full of water. Here's the new plans she designed.
The bathroom will be at the back of the building on the other side of the chimney breast. There will be a toilet on the outside wall, a bath in the centre of the room, a sink on the right, and a shower under the sloping roof in the alcove. The shower is going to be a funky shape as it's under the sloping roof. This should be really fun. There should be a good amount of space in the bathroom, and it leaves the bedroom large and open. The pink lines you can see is the new steel structure that's needed to support the bath going in the centre of the room.
To create this new bathroom space, there were several steps. First off, the boys had to knock a wall down next to the chimney breast to make room for a door upstairs. They then had to take the joists out that they just put in that floor area. They put steel supports in to make sure there was enough support for a bath to go in the centre of the room. And then they put new joists in to create the new floor. Here's them getting on with it.
And there they are, the new steel beams. So those went in while I wasn't here, but they're looking fantastic, and they are now ready for the new joists to go in.
That was quite a bit of additional work, but as always, the boys did it in record time, and the steel was fabricated to perfection with some additional bits to let the pipes run through the steel. There are
Holes in the steel beams there, so the pipes can run through and the water can run off. And again in that beam there. And Kelly's down a hole. Why were you standing in there?
I was just seeing what the original floor was, if it was there. It's not. It's obviously just some sort of concretey thing.
Okay. So the boys have also started digging a hole here for the waste to go out. So what will happen is the pipes will run down the inside of the wall and go out through the floor, so that we don't need to see any of the pipes on the outside of the building, to make it look as aesthetically pleasing as possible. So that's pretty cool. What do you think? Was it worth making the change?
Well, yeah. So otherwise you couldn't have had a bathroom up here, could we? Really?
Well, we could have had we could have had a bathroom on the other side.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been right, would it? A bedroom with a chimney breast in the middle of it. No, I think it's great. I think it's much better. I don't know we're going to get past these things though.
What do you mean?
So I'm just joking. I know they're going to be fine.
Today is an absolutely beautiful day. The sun is shining and it's quite warm. It's been so horrible out here lately that we haven't done anything in the garden, so we thought this would be a great day to get started again and just get clearing up out here, because there's loads and loads of trees and twigs and debris out here that need clearing up. So it's going to be a fun day. Some of these big logs came down in December, but there's some here that have been here for years and they're all rotten.
Look.
Yeah?
The caterpillar.
Oh, where? Where? Oh. Cool. Make sure you keep him safe. We're heading up to our builders, Anthony Davis's main offices today. They've asked us to go up to discuss the roof. There's been lots of discussions, lots of different visits to look at the roof and how we're going to remove the roof supports but keep the roof up, really. So we're heading up there today. We're not quite sure what they want to talk about today, but hopefully we'll come out with a plan by the end of the day of how the roof is going to stay up and what the next stages are. Another thing we get to do today is see them making the barge board for the front, well, all of the apexes on the outside of the old station. All of that barge board needs replacing, so we get to go to the factory today to see them making that, which is going to be really cool. Boys took some of the barge board down a few weeks ago from one of the apexes on the old station. So there's 4 corners to the old station, and each corner has these wonderful apexes which are really decorative, and they have this decorative barge board and they look really, really beautiful, but they are all rotten, so they all need replacing. And we're really lucky because our contractor actually has a joinery workshop on site, so they've taken one of them down so they can take it there and look at how they're going to recreate it. So this is them taking the barge board down.
That's a heavy old piece to take down off here, that is. It's like a 2-man really.
Goes towards up here, doesn't it?
Yeah, you feel the weight of that, but it's shaking that.
Well, that's why if we cut there, cut it there. Cut either side, cut the square bit off.
Yeah.
Take a bit of weight off that.
Take a bit of weight off
Take
that.
them off the section there.
Beast! Beast!
We're at our builders, Anthony Davis, and we're ready to go in and have a discussion about the roof and what we're doing. We're really excited to see what the next stage is and what's going to happen. We discussed a lot about the roof with our contractor, and we have some new plans. So let me take you into the station so I can show you. So across this walkway in the central room, we have 3 of these king posts at the moment. So 1, 2, and 3. And the plan was to keep the central one and cut through it for the walkway, but remove the other 2. But we want to keep as much of the old building structure as is possible. So what our contractor has come up with, and our wonderful engineer, is actually keeping them all but moving them. So this one here will be moved further forward and it will form part of the balcony. So we have this lovely little balcony area that's going to be here, we're going to be able to sit on, and this will form part of the handrail. So it will just be brought forward about 2 foot, maybe a little bit less than 2 foot, and repaired, because at the moment it's been cut through. So they're thinking that they're going to bring that forward, keep it and repair it. And then the one on the other side, which was also going to be removed, they're going to do the same thing to keep it symmetrical. This one over here is there's actually enough space between the wall that's going to go in and the king post, but the whole building is symmetrical. So to keep it symmetrical, they're going to move this a couple of feet that way as well. So we will be able to keep then the 3 beams. So that's pretty cool. I think that design is quite exciting, where we'll be able to keep all 3 of those king posts and those big trusses and just move them slightly and they'll still support the roof. I'm not quite sure how they'll do that, but it's going to be really fun finding out. While we were at our builders, we were also able to go and look around their joinery workshop and see the barge boards being laid out, ready for being created there. What are you thinking?
Well,
That looks massive now it's down.
I know. Oh god. But it's soft underneath.
Rotten.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah. See the old-timey nails.
I just want good quality.
I guess these are original, but I don't know. Will these be replaced over time? If you look at those nails, these look like really antiquated nails. It looks like one of those really old sort of nails, which are not manufactured, you know, like the handmade.
Yeah. The grain's quite tight. Can it be Douglas Burgess? So he do some joinery directors.
Many years ago, they
No,
used to deal and things like that, but I
And on some things they do pitch fine, but it doesn't feel resinous. It's definitely a good quality softwood from yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Which would outlast the softwoods nowadays.
yeah. Because I mean that's definitely the original, isn't it? So that's
Yeah.
was it 1898?
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, that was the build date. Yeah.
The other parts we've got just over here. We've started assembling these in position.
Look at that.
Throwing up the photograph of the
Oh, this is the 1980s photo, then, isn't it? Is that right?
1970s.
Yeah. Yeah, some bits that fallen off and everything on the top there.
We are missing that piece up here, so we've had to.
It was gone on all of them, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. So we've scaled it as best we can with what we've got really.
Because these bits here, right? Because this is ply, isn't it? So this has been repaired, isn't it? Looks like, yeah, we noticed that, didn't we? Yeah. Wow. It just looks so huge when they've been taken off, don't they?
Probably is. But things like this would usually rot quite quickly because it's so small and
Yeah.
it was living quite exposed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might.
So I was going to say, I just wonder what been replacing these, but it's been painted over so many times.
Yeah.
Maybe that's some of that original red, right? Ply, isn't it? Really broken off.
And this is the top piece there.
Yeah.
And then that top edge here is going to be taking a hammer that's a horizontal surface, always catches the weather.
Yeah.
No if it run off.
Yeah.
Bottom of it will be.
That is. I see. Yeah. So what's that in there? Is somebody like put a bit of filler or something in there? Is that what that is?
I think that's exactly right. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Somebody's just chucked a block of filler in.
Well, that's never going to rot, is it?
Bit of a barge. No, it's not. No. Oh wow, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's a chunk of yeah.
Well, as an example, it's really something similar to this type of cutter. And that creates that mould in there, you see. So this cutter goes into one of the cutter blocks, and the cutter block goes up here. This spins round at high speed, and then you push the square piece in, and it puts the moulding on.
Amazing.
And in fact, the way that the cross member will be fixed together, we'll be using that machine there. And that machine is from the 1930s.
Look how old it
It's
is.
a very old machine. So it'll still be used in the same way now as it was back then.
You remember when you come here, don't you? Yeah, they don't make those in Halifax anymore, do they? No.
Lots going on in the background, some big decisions, and it's really great to see some old parts of the old station finally being recreated. Of course, we've got some huge decisions to make, like what colour are we painting those barge boards? They weren't blue originally, so we really need to think about that one. Gil is all on his own today doing some garden clearance, and he's going to deal with a little reoccurring problem that we have.
It's an absolutely beautiful day out here today. I'm off work, so I'm going to do some tidying up in the side garden. It's really bright.
I guess probably about 22 degrees, which for us is midsummer. But wherever you may be, it's probably maybe a lot hotter. And during the winter, when it got really cold and damp and miserable, I did have a few doubts about this. But on days like this, I know that it was the right decision, and I know we made the right decision. So I'm gonna put some sun cream on so I don't burn, and I'm gonna chop some wood. And after I've chopped some wood, I'm gonna clear some of this garden up, because at this rate we'll never get to the top and be able to do something up there. All the brambles and overgrowth and all the scrub is. I've done a little bit here. I've done a little bit of the palm tree. It's looking nice. And I want to build a little staircase or some steps into the side here somewhere. Maybe here. And I'm hoping I got enough railway sleepers that I can use for that, and maybe just cut them in, going all the way up into the woods. So I'm going to chop my wood, and yeah, that's going to be my job for the day. Down here because it's a bit of a fly tipping hotspot. We don't own this land over here. I think it probably belongs to Network Rail or whoever British Rail are now. But it's a bit of a hotspot. So you can see that somebody's left an iron there, box of fruit and fibre, and there are these big containers which I just noticed when I'm walking up and down. So even though it's not my land, I'm going to move them because they're a bit of an eyesore. So I'm going to find out what they are. Imagine getting an Uber Eats delivery somewhere and then like throwing it over someone's bridge.
Lots going on at the old station over the last couple of weeks. We've been doing some garden clearance. We've been on a really fun craft course, which we think will help us with a certain part of the old station. And we've been working out what the heck we're going to do with the windows. We went on a stained glass making course this week, and I would absolutely recommend it to anybody who likes crafts. It was so much fun. Gil thought he was not going to like it at all. But he really got into it, and we made these. So that's Gills. And you can see it's got all the lead work there, and it's all proper glass. And that took us a full day to make, so it did take quite a while, but it was really good fun. So that's Gills, and that's mine. Mine's a little dirty, so I need to clean it off, but mine's definitely the best. Actually, I think his is better, but didn't tell him that. But yeah, it was really good fun and fairly easy to do. And why we went was because there are a lot of windows in the old station, and the top windows, we want them to be all in stained glass. But there's so many, and actually, how many are there? So there's 26 windows in the old station and 2 doorways. So there's windows at the top of the doorways as well. So 28 windows altogether, and they're all those curved windows, so very unique shape as well. I can only imagine that would cost an absolute fortune to have all that made in stained glass. So because we'd love to have them in stained glass, we decided to do the course so we can try and do them ourselves. And we think we can. So from doing that course, it was fairly easy. It was really good fun, and it might take us a long time. It did take us a full day to just do those little windows, but it should be fun, and there's no reason why we couldn't make those over the next few years and put them in. And I do have an idea for that, but I have to go and get a window to show you. So I'm going to go over into the station and find a window. These are the beautiful old railway station windows. They are so much bigger than I thought they were. Now I'm down next to it, and it's not in its frame. It's huge. It's a little bit daunting that we've got to replace 26 of these and then 2 more above the doorways, which are even bigger. But you can just see how chunky they are. It really is absolutely, it's wide, it's chunky, and it's really solid wood, which is obviously good because this is 120 years old now. Even a little bit more, it's coming up to 130 years old. And it's just beautiful, and you can see here it's got the beautiful curved shaped window, and then there's some ornate mouldings around the outside, and this is the outside section. The other side would be facing in, but really, really beautiful. So my plan is to have them made with double glazing, so they can all be fitted, and then over the course of however many years it takes us, we can add an additional pane on, so with the stained glass. So all of the windows will have stained glass, but it will be triple paned, and we can add the stained glass in at a different point. Now, I have spoken to the company that are making the windows about this, and they've said that it is possible, and they're going to look at it for us. But that's my idea anyway, to have them made, but have them so that we can add that additional pane and put stained glass in ourselves over the course of time, so we're not under pressure to get them done, and we can just do them as and when we want to, really, which will be fun. It is 5:30 in the morning, and we are heading off to Barry Island to take a look at the railway station there. We're really hoping it's going to give us some ideas for the windows in the old station. We've really debated and struggled with what to do with the windows, whether to paint them a bright colour to be in keeping with how old railway stations used to be, or whether to keep them white. So we're really hoping that Barry Island railway station is going to have painted windows, or windows that are painted in a accent colour anyway, so we can take a look, we can really see what that looks like and get some ideas and inspiration.
Because I've never noticed it before, but if you look, you can see it straight away, can't you?
See what?
The resemblance. Look.
Oh, the resemblance, yeah.
I mean, I must have passed this train station dozens of times.
We just don't come down here, do we?
Well, no. Don't take the girls to the beach now, too.
It's so similar to ours, but bigger.
Yeah.
But it's got the for those stones up there, that BR and that 1896.
Oh, well, there's the answer then.
Do you like that? Do you like it in the colour though, or do you think we should do them all white?
I don't know. Let's see. Looks like there would have been a canopy as well. Look, like, see where that lead is coming down the wall?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there would have been a canopy there as well.
Oh, and the little support bracket as well. Look in the stone.
Oh yeah.
There's one both sides.
Yeah. Oh, spotted. Great.
So that's really similar to ours. Apart, like I think ours. Oh no, ours isn't deeper. It just seems deeper because the canopy comes out further. But it's very similar. It's just we've got doors either side. This is so cool, so similar to our railway station. The brickwork, the canopy, everything. Well, they're on the same line, so you'd expect them to be similar. But this is so similar to our station, and built in the same year. I would really like to have that stone like they've got at the front of this building. On our railway station saying 1896, and the other one that says Barry Railway. That would be really cool as well. Gil is super excited because he's going to start clearing the railway platform that's completely overgrown and we've never seen before today. He's also got himself a new toy.
There's been a lot of talk about me upgrading my tools. I got a new toy. Let's try it again. Got a new toy. Nope. Oh, it's gonna stop. If you're someone of a certain age in Britain, you'll remember these. It's a Corona. That is a Corona bottle. Property of Corona. And if you look at the lid, deposit 3 pence, deposit on bottle. So you buy these and you take the bottle back to the shop. When I was a kid, it was 10p. They give you 10p back. This is clearly much older because it says 3p, and it doesn't even say 3p, it says 3d. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that is decimal, that is before decimal currency. So I think, and I might be wrong, but this is when Britain, this bottle is from when we were still using shillings and half shillings, which are 5 and 10 pence. Well, they were when I was growing up. So yeah.
new roof plans for the old station have really been holding up the building work. We've been going back and forth between our architect and our engineer to make sure we get them right, but they're finally in, and I'm hoping this will allow us to push forward. So I'm going to show you what they look like, but first off, this is what they used to look like. This was the original design that we came up with. In the original designs we came up with, we had two really long Velux windows at the front of the station to let a lot of light in. And then at the back of the old station, we had a really long dormer window that stretched from one side of the building to the other side of the building, right across that central room, and let in a lot of light, and we'd be able to see out of it from the gallery walkway. And then I think the last thing is that in the master bedroom, there was a triangular window that was right at the top of that side of the building, just behind the barge boards at the front, which are quite decorative. So again, would let in quite a bit of light. But things have changed since this design. When the first floor went into the building, we started to question a couple of things and changed a couple of things around. And it has ended up in us making quite a few changes to the roof. So I'll go up there quickly and I'll show you what I mean and why it changed. So the first change we've made is this side of the building is where the master bedroom and bathroom are going to be. And initially the bathroom was going to be at the front of the building, and then the bedroom from where that truss is to the back. But after discussion and deliberation, lots of help from our subscribers, we decided that chimney breast was in the way. So we've moved the bathroom to be that side of the chimney breast, and the bedroom will be the entirety of this side. But that means that the triangular window, which was at the top over there, is no longer really needed. So we are going to not put that in because it is an expense that we probably don't need. And as it will be a bathroom, you won't see it too much anyway. So that's change number one. Then change number two is where we have our gallery walkway. So this walkway stretches from one side of the building to the other. And the idea was that as you walked along here, there would be a dormer window on this side that we'd look out of over the fields at the back. But now the walkway's in, and the walkway's at the right height, so we get the windows upstairs. So the floor reaches just below the windows, so we can see the windows in the upstairs rooms. And the floor is too low for us to be able to see out of a dormer window there. We've therefore made the decision to not have the dormer window because, again, that's a huge expense and we won't even be able to see out of it. So instead, we're going to keep this roof shape. So when you look up in this big room, you'll be able to see the roof. We're going to keep these trusses, cutting a path through them for the walkway, and we're going to have Velux windows instead that will let the light in this central room, which will hopefully be really cool. Well, we've changed a few things. The roof design is different, but we think it's going to work, and we think it will be really nice to keep that original roof shape as well. Here's a look at the new plans. I had them mocked up really quickly, so the colour isn't quite the same, but hopefully you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. We're so excited with those new plans. Hopefully it means we can push forward too and get started on that roof. We've been waiting for so long to get started on the roof. While we're waiting for the roof to start, we're making the most of the good weather, and this week Gil's had a friend around to help him put a fence up between the bridge garden and the back garden at the old station.
I'm gonna get my boots on then. Oh, you'll need them with this. Oh, you monster! Come here, you.
The guys have just arrived to put the scaffolding up, and of course it is raining here at the old station, so I'm just running around trying to get everything ready. But we'll see how it goes today and see if it remains dry or if they have to put this up in the rain. Well, the scaffolding is up. It's looking really, really good. I am just heading off to work, but they're actually going to start work today. So the fascia boards are going to be coming off, I believe, and I'm gonna give the guys the cameras so they can hopefully film some of this while I'm at in work. Unfortunately, I can't be here today to see it, but it'll be good to see it when I come back. So you should be able to see there's a platform on this side, and that's where they're going to stack the roof tiles and the roof slates, I should say, and anything that's coming off the roof that they want to keep and reuse. So I've just come around the front of the old station, and I was in work all day Friday, and our builders were here just doing a little bit of work to start off, and they've taken all the fascia boards off. Look. So on the overhang at the front, you can see this is the bit that overhangs. The fascia board's gone. And you can also see there, look. And that one, the big one, had already gone from there, from that side. But it's also gone from this side. Look at that. So in the space of a week, not only have we got scaffolding up, there's actual work that started. This is so exciting. Little bits, but real progress. You can see how old the timbers are underneath those slates. So of course they're old. They're 130 years old, but they look it. They look old. So we'll see what they say when they start taking the roof off. So lots of work that's going to be getting started today. Taking that fascia board off that they didn't quite finish last week, and starting getting the guttering off. So that's going to be really fun, because once that's off we can start looking at how we restore that, which is going to be brilliant. And then they're going to look at taking the centre of the roof off. Now it started to rain pretty heavily, so I'm going to go in, finish getting ready for work, and give the guys some cameras so they can set them up. So the gutters are off and they look pretty decent.
Very heavy.
Well, the gutter's off, it's looking really good. It's really heavy, but hopefully we'll be able to restore some of that. The second job that they did today was to take the barge board off, and I took a little bit of footage before they did this a couple of days ago, just to show how rotten it was. So here it is. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I didn't get home until late last night, so it was dark and I couldn't see what they'd done. But the fascia boards are gone from the back of the old station, so that's looking good. But the front also looks really different, and the inside. Come and take a look. Everything is pretty exciting at the old station this week. They managed to get part of the roof off, and they did that really quickly. I was so surprised. So part of the front part anyway, but they didn't quite finish that in a day. So they need to finish that. They need to cover the front of the roof over, and then they're going to move on to the back and start taking that off. And this is of course only in the middle section of the station. We haven't started on the side sections. They're going to do a section at a time, so that it's the middle section we're focusing on right now. But it's all pretty exciting, and really looking forward to seeing the rest of this middle section of roof coming off. Looking good. It looks like the guys made a lot of progress yesterday, started taking the back of the roof off, which I can just see there. It's really dark at the moment when I get home from work, so I don't get to see any of this until the next morning, apart from like a tiny bit in the dark. So it's really nice to get up and see what's going on with it. What's nice to see as well is they're stacking all of the slates up to try and save as many as possible so we can reuse them on the roof. That will save a lot on buying new slates, so that's really great. First off, the guys are going to be working inside the old station. They're going to be bricking up from where the brick wall ends up to the roof to make sure that's fully secured. So it's secured by timber at the moment, but we want to make it more secure with the changes that we've made. So they're going to be doing some brickwork inside. Looking good, but it is due to rain this afternoon, so the guys are going to try and get the lower part of the roof off and covered over before the rain comes in today. Let's see if they can do it.
was amazing to watch. Such systematic and really careful work to make sure those slates come off in one piece. I think it's such good teamwork. It just looks so amazing the way that they're taking them all off. I really love watching it. It's quite hypnotic at times. So now they're moving on to the battens, and they're going to be taking all of the battens off and the old felt that was underneath the battens as well. Well, the slates have come off the canopy area, and now they're off, we are really debating whether we should keep this area or not. It was actually one of the things that we bought the station for in the first place. When we came to see the station, it had those beautiful beams in there, pillars I should say, and just that outside space was really nice. But now the canopy is off, you can see how much more light comes into the station, and it wasn't an add-on, it's not original to the old station. They originally had a metal canopy area, and what we're thinking is that we could remove this one, have the lights coming into the station, and if at a later date we wanted to add a canopy area, we could do. So many of you have already suggested that we take this one off and add a metal one instead. And we've not really thought about it seriously before, but now it's off. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now the slates are off the canopy area, it's so much bright when you come out into that section of the station, and it's lighter in the station as well, and you can see the amazing brickwork, which we really love. Yeah, so that kind of helped us make a decision. And also the original canopy was nothing like this canopy, so this was an addition in the 1980s. The original canopy looked like this. So you can see the old canopy was made of metal. It stretched right across the back of the station. It would have had a glass roof, completely different from the slate canopy that was on there and where we've just removed the slates. So I think all of these things, and going through everybody's comments and seeing what other people thought and what you all thought, have helped us make the decision that we're going to take the canopy down. Our hope is that we'll take it down, and at some point in the future, probably will be a long time in the future, we'll be able to put something glass on the back that's more in keeping with how the station originally was. So that's our plan anyway, so here we go, let's take it down.
Well, this is a little crazy this morning. The canopy is completely gone. Looks a little different.
Well, it's been a couple of days since the canopy came down and we are really pleased with the decision. It looks amazing. You can see the brickwork, you can see the beautiful windows. It just really it just makes the building look so much better, we think anyway. So we're pleased anyway with the decision that we made. But they also did loads more this week as well. They dug up some of the floor in the old station, ready for levelling that floor. They removed a steel beam that was blocking the entrance to the master bedroom, and they built a stud wall ready for the master bedroom as well. So loads of progress, and here's some of those things happening.
Yeah, be done with you now.
Happy days, happy days.
Well, really exciting things happening, and it feels like we've been talking about this for ages, moving these trusses, taking the trusses out, and finally one of them is coming out. So it's the one on this side of the building. So it's where the renovation work was done in the 1980s. This particular truss was cut through to put a doorway in, but it still supports the roof. So the guys are going to be propping up the roof and then taking that truss out.
The central room of the old station has 3 huge trusses with king posts that run down the middle that hold the roof up. Now originally we thought we were going to have to get rid of these, but our engineer has come up with an amazing design where we can keep all 3, but 2 of them need to be moved slightly so we have enough room either side of them. So the guys have to move these about 1.5 to 2 feet, and I have no idea how they're going to do it because they're absolutely huge.
Can you just roughly measure in front of this acro off there to 110, just so it's get a line so I can get it from the bridge? Now you're talking. No, no, it's not 110, that's on this. 110, that's on. Yeah, get in a go. No, just don't go yet. I'm trying to bend the blade down. I don't want him touching my fingers. Don't go yet. Right, that's in the gap now. Yeah. There she goes. Did you feel that go away? She went, boy. Let gentle bang if you want to. I think we might just miss our rafter.
Well, that was pretty amazing. Lots of planning, lots of preparation, and then lots of brute force. So last week they moved the first truss, and this week they're moving the second one, which means both of them should be moved and ready for the roof in the central room of the old station. It's actually right behind me, so I'm standing up on the scaffold, and the room that they're moving the truss in is right behind me, and the truss is just there, just behind that scaffolding post right there. And with this one, because it was cut through in the 1980s during the renovation then, they actually have to repair it as well, and they're going to be really clever and repair it from one of the trusses that they took out of another side of the building. So one they've taken out, they're going to take the pieces from that and put it into this one. So this should be really fun to see. Well, that was amazing, and both those trusses are now moved so they can move on to other areas of the booking hall. I had no clue how they were going to do that, and I was a bit worried about how that would progress, and now it's done. That's really reassuring that it's completed. Of course, they do still have to cut that hole in all of the trusses for the gallery walkway. Before the windows go in, the guys need to build the frames. So they need to build 8 frames on this side for the 8 windows to sit in, and then 8 windows on the other side. But this week they're just starting off with the front of the old station and can hopefully get those 8 window frames in. That's all 4 window frames in on the front. It's looking really, really good. I'm inside, obviously. Pretty dark in here because they've covered it back over. But we can see how the positioning looks. So you can see that the windows are either side of the truss, which I actually wasn't expecting. I was expecting them, so 2 windows side by side to be in between each of the trusses, which yeah, so a little unexpected, but it looks really, really good. So much better than I thought. And it looks really good from the outside as well. The positioning is great. Unfortunately, I forgot to take some footage before they put the cover back over. So on the outside at the moment, you can just see the cover. But it's all looking really good. And while Lewis was getting on with putting the window frames in, the other guys were taking the slate off the roof on the master bedroom side of the building. So they've also done that this week. So here's them taking the slates off on that side of the building.
Do you want to whack that ladder up here no more, please? I'll have to get a bit off that side before I can do it up.
the back of the old station, in the central section, there are 8 roof windows to go in. So 8 of the 22 are going in there. And today, in this absolutely freezing cold weather, the guys are going to add all 8 window frames in.
Oh, it's cold. She quits first before we start. Because I love how she falls on the line and the bird. Right, slide there, let go, put it over there, put it on the beam. Right, away, ready? She gone! Right.
Oh, is that windows? Owen's lorry.
Could be. Trist! Do me a favour, mate, will you just go up, check our lorry up there for me? Yeah. It's an Owens lorry, that's a delivery company, they might be the windows. Alright. Will you just quickly run up there and... Get a paraffin and that, boys. Yeah. If we could stack them tidy, even if we put a sterling board, lay it on top and then put a paraffin on top. Video showing the windows tip. Sorry, mate.
Well, all those window frames are now in on the back of the old station, and that means that they're in on the front and the back, so that middle section is all framed out ready for the felt and then the windows to go in, so that's going to be amazing to see. Well, 2025 has been so much fun, but didn't really go to plan. I think my original plan was that we would be living in the station by October, and we're now at the end of December and still nowhere near being in there. Having to replace the roof has completely blown our budget and our timescales as well. But I'm sure that we'll benefit from it in the long term, and we'll be grateful that we did it now and didn't have to do it at a later date. But it has meant that we're going to be progressing into 2026 and working on things then. Well, the next stage is to put the roof back on. The lovely windows that have been delivered from Fatcrow are to go into the roof, and then it can be felted and battened, or it's felted and battened and then the windows go in. I'm not quite sure what order that goes in, but I'm sure our contractors know. So that will happen, and then the old slates will go back on. We have thousands of old slates. They're right next to me here. Which were taken off so carefully that hopefully they can all go back on, and with the windows going in as well, we hopefully won't need any new ones, so it can all be the original slate, which is going to be really cool. And then when that's done, all four corners of the station where the barge board was taken off, that's already been recreated, and that will need to go back on, and that's been painted in a really cool colour. Any guesses on what colour we chose in the end, then pop your guesses in the comments. We'd love to hear what they are, but that'll be a bit of a surprise in 2026 when those go back on. Once the roof is back on and the barge board is there, it will be time for the windows to go back in, and then hopefully we can finally get watertight again. And when that happens, we can then start on plumbing and electrics and all of the internal work. So still loads to do, and let's see if we actually get in 2026. Subscribe to us at the Old Station Renovation to see our journey.